Hello, I'm Simon Carr and this is the fourth video on PyQt4 for creating GUI interfaces in Python, and today I'm going to be talking about how we can respond to the user interacting with the GUI at runtime. So that is, for instance, when the user clicks on a button or text changes in a text box, we set up something called signals. Now you can set up some basic signals within the Qt designer itself, but you've got a lot more freedom to set those signals up within the Python code itself when the application starts up, and that's what I'm going to be showing you today. So let's start. Let's create a new GUI interface. I'm going to go into Qt designer and create a new main window, and I'm going to put a couple of line edits on here and set the layout to be vertical, and I'm going to put a vertical spacer down here so we push these boxes to the top. I'm going to put a push button on here as well, and what I want to do is, for the sake of this video, is we're going to type something in this box, and we're going to have our Python program listen for any changes. So every time something changes in this box, we want the text that's in there to be replicated in this text box, and then this button here, when the user clicks it, we're going to clear what's in both of these boxes. So let's say that's got some text of clear all, and let's give a name to this button. I tend to have a standard naming convention with all my widgets, so anything that's a button I always start with BTN, but you're free to name each of the widgets anything you want that you find is easy to remember. With text boxes, I always start off with text, txt, and we'll just call it box 1, and we'll call this text box 2, and let's put a menu in here, and let's also put on here clear all. And so basically this will do the same job when the user clicks clear all as clicking the button here, clear all. We'll assign them both the same function, which will clear both of these text boxes. Let's give a name to this clear all, and let's call it menu edit clear all, and let's save this. Save it's in here, and we should find now, if I go into here and refresh this, I don't know why this isn't. I'd clicked on this before, go into, and obviously once I've done that, it's not then allowing me to refresh the contents. Well, there's probably some way of doing it. I'm not quite sure how. Anyway, so we've got our main.ui file here, which we've just created in the designer. So we need to convert that now into a Python file. So I'm going to workspace and YouTube video 4, there's our main.ui file, and I have my PyQt4 batch file just on the root of my D drive, and I'm going to type main.ui, and we're going to convert that into main.py. Oh, the device is not ready. I know why that is. I apologise. It's because it's not on my D drive. That's what I use at work on my laptop. It's my C drive on this home computer. There we go. So we should now have main.py file. So we're going to create a new module, and we're going to call it, we'll just call it test. And I have some boilerplate code that's set up in a template, which on a future video I'll show you how to set templates up in Eclipse, but they're very useful because rather than having to remember all the boilerplate code to get a new window up, all I have to do is Qt to start off with, and then it gives me a list of options, and one of them is this a template option here. So if I double click that, it just gives me this boilerplate code, and all that I then need to do is from main is import Qt main window and save that, and there we go, and that's my boilerplate code. I should now be able to just run this and we'll get our window up. There we go, there's our window. So we've got our first text box, second text box, clear all, and these don't do anything at the moment, but that's the aim of this video. We're going to put some code behind these, so let's make a start with that. So you can put your signals into your init function. What I actually like to do is to create a another function called setup signals, and then in my, just to keep my init function as clean as possible, and then I'll call setup signals from there. And what we're going to do is, we've got this instance variable UI, and by referring to that we can refer to all the widgets that are on our form. So if I type self.ui, and then we can see we've got button clear here, and we should find down here we've got our two text boxes, and we'll have our menu as well, menu, edit, clear all. So let's first of all let's assign a function to the first text box, so that whenever anything changes in that text box, we want the text that's in there to be replicated into text box 2. So let's do that now. So text box 1, and then we want dot. Now what we want to do is to call the signal that we're looking for, the signal that the form will emit when the text changes. So we looked for text changed. That's reasonably simple, and we then want to once the text has changed, we then want to connect a signal. So, and we want that to be a function within our class that we're going to call. So let's call it text box 1 changed. And we don't put, I've mentioned this before, but we don't put the brackets at the end. We just have the name of the function. And in Eclipse there's an easy way of creating a function. If we press Control and then number 1, it gives us a drop down menu, and we can say we want to create a new method, at main with the name textbox1 change. So if I do that, and there we go, it creates us a new method. So within that, we want to say that self.ui.textbox2, and then we want to set the text in textbox2 to the value of what's in textbox1. So dot set text, and we put the text that we want, so we could put in there hello world, and anything every time textbox1 changed, then it would just keep updating textbox1 with hello world. But we want to put the value of textbox1 in there, so we want to put self.ui.textbox1.text, and we also want to assign a function to our button. So self.ui.buttonClear.clicked.connect self.button clear clicked, and control 1 again will give us the option to create a new method, and we want to do self.ui.textbox1.clear. It's easy. And self.ui.textbox2.clear. So might not be a great name for this, because we're actually going to also assign the menu to this function as well, and in actual fact it might not be very clear that we're actually connecting the menu to a function called button clear. So let's change the name of that actually to clear text boxes, and let's change this self.clear text boxes, get rid of those braces at the end, those curly brackets. And we also want to assign this clear text boxes function to our menu as well. Now the signal that we're looking for, menu clear all dot, the menu that we are looking for is triggered. Don't know why Qt chose triggered rather than clicked, but anyway, when you are referring to a signal, when someone clicks a menu, what you're looking for is this triggered signal, and we are going to connect to that self.clear text boxes and get rid of the curly brackets. So if we save that now, we should find that we can now run our window, and whenever the text changes inside of textbox1, it will run this function, which will set the value of textbox2. It will set the text in textbox2 to the text which is in textbox1. If we click the button clear, then, or we click the menu item clear all, then it will run this function which will clear the contents of textbox1 and textbox2. So this is a test, and we should be able to clear all. There we go. This is test 2, and clear all. And there we go, folks. It's as easy as that for connecting signals. As you can see, when you, especially if you use Eclipse, and I recommend that you do, if you install Eclipse, if you're not using it already, and install PyDev, the great thing is that you get all these auto complete menus. So when you are looking for what the signals are that are available for the for a button, for instance, you can just scroll through and you can look for what's available, and that's really helpful. So okay, if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel and like the video as well. That's really helpful to me, and thank you very much, and I'll be back with you soon with video number 5. Thank you and bye bye.